Hey folks, SoloGamer here, and we're going to start this new season off with a game of Arkham Horror. And in this game, we're going to be adding the Black Goat of the Woods expansion. Now this expansion does kind of get a little bit of a flack, and I'll explain why. But other than that one fatal flaw that this thing has, it's actually a pretty decent expansion. And let's go over what it comes with. Okay, so this game comes with the usual stuff, some new monsters, of course new location cards to put in your decks, new mythos and other world cards to put in your decks, and of course new item cards to put in your decks as well. But this introduces the Cult of the Black Goat of the Woods cult. And so some of the new cards that you haven't seen before that get added into it are a couple of things, and we'll go over it in just a minute. These are the these cards right here are the one of the 1,000 cult membership cards. Whenever you have an encounter in the Black Cave, Unvisited Isle of the Woods, instead draw a card from the Cult Encounters deck. Now the fatal flaw in this game is that it's very hard to get one of these memberships, and if you don't get one of these memberships, then kind of the rest of the cards don't get used that often, especially if you dilute the decks like I have. So that's the problem with this game. It doesn't come up as often as it should, and therefore none of the other cards are really ever used. But if we get a chance, and we'll become one of the 1,000 cult membership. And what that means basically is how it says, if you get one of these cards, then you go to the woods, the Black Cave, or the Unvisited Isle, you will not draw from that location. You will draw one of these cards here. And of course, you know, we'll take the top card and we'll just get rid of it in a second. The Black Goat favors you, Temptations of Power, and you know, usually get a benefit and, you know, stuff like that, and you can but you usually have to draw a corruption card. These are the corruption cards right here, and as you notice right here, these are green cards looking like this, but the deck is kind of like stacked. At the bottom half of the deck you have these red cards like that. And basically is the green cards aren't so severe, but as you draw more and more of these cards and the deck gets lower and lower and lower, these red cards come up, and these are actually worse. I mean, bad effects start happening to you. And basically, let's look at the top corruption card and we'll explain how that works. Okay, so this is a Creeping Dude corruption card. And some of them have some text at the top till you get this benefit so and so. But whenever you draw a mythos card, and that little rectangle symbol right there would be in the black, then you have to do what the bottom says. So if this symbol came up and it was in the black on the mythos card, you would have to discard the top two cards of the corruption deck, and therefore, you know, red would come even sooner. And these red cards are pretty bad, so that comes into play. But like I said before, all this stuff, these depend on you getting one of these membership cards, really. And these membership cards are hard to come by, and that's the problem with this game. The Go to the Black Woods expansion is it does not come up that much. But as you can see, it's a cool little box. Now, one of the other things that this game came with was the Black Goat of the Woods Herald. Now, he does change the game a lot. When the Black Goat of the Woods is a herald, at the start of the game, set aside all monster markers with the hexagon dimensional symbol to form a hexagon monster cup. And we have done that. And here in our normal, we have our regular monsters with all the other symbols. I put a little monster cup in here with all these monsters with these little dimensional hexagon symbols. So you have to make 2 monster cups. When a gate opens, draw a monster from the cup as normal. Then draw a second monster from the hexagon cup and place both monsters on the gate's location. Okay, so you're going to get double the monsters you would normally get when you play this game. And that right off the bat is going to make this thing hard. So I kind of doubt we're going to win this game, just to be honest with you. That right there hurts. When a monster surge occurs, draw half the monsters round down from the hexagon cup. Now, we're only playing with 2 players, so when we have a monster surge, we're only going to draw 1 monster. So what we'll do is every other turn, we'll draw 1 monster from that regular cup, 1 monster from the hexagon cup. Hexagon monsters are not removed from the game board when the hexagon gate is closed, so there's no getting rid of them. Okay, so that's another bad thing. Each time an investigator defeats a hexagon monster, he or she draws a corruption card. Okay, so, you know, and you don't want to be drawing those things, really. But if you have to beat one, you have to beat one. And you get a corruption card. And that's really not going to affect too much if you fight them sparingly. But without gates taking them off the board, you're going to have to eventually fight some of these things. Alright. Dark Young move as normal monsters. Now everybody knows, if you've seen any of my playthroughs, I hate them goddamn Dark Young. Them sons of bitches are hell to fight. The only good thing about them sometimes was that they were stationary and they wouldn't move around the board. Well, now they move around the board. Them damn Dark Young move around the board. And of course, pagan rites. Each time a monster surge occurs, add 1 doom token to the doom track. So right off the bat, he's a bad herald. He's probably one of the worst ones. I mean, that's just terrible. So he does add a lot to the game. He changes the game and really changes it. I don't know, if you like it harder, I guess you could say he changes it for better, but I mean, like I said, I don't think we're going to be lasting long in this game. Our ancient one is tsathoggua or whatever the hell his name is. This guy. He looks pretty like King Kong, the way he kind of looks like. I hope I didn't get his name wrong. I probably did. He's -6 when you find him, so, you know, okay, that's already great. Worshippers. Tsathoggua is served by black ominous creatures. Formless spawn, gain +1 toughness, and become stalkers. And those are usually the hexagon monsters. So that's kind of, they're going to be on the board pretty bad. We won't worry about the start of battle or attack until the time comes, but let's look at what happens when he slumbers. While Stir is in his slumber, investigators cannot use the special ability of any locations other than the Arkham Asylum, the Curiosity Shop, the General Store, Magic Shop, and St. Mary's. So you can forget the Silver Twilight Lodge, you can forget the police station, you can forget the bank, you can forget the science building, the administration. You can go there, but you just can't use none of these special abilities there. And the science building really hurts because that was a way to get clue tokens if you get trophies and stuff like that. And you know, I don't know. This does not prevent investigators from having encounters or traveling between the cities. In addition, all urban cards are discarded without their special effects taking place. So he adds quite a little bit to the game. And let's look at our investigators. And we have Jeannie Barnes here. 6 sanity, 4 stamina. Upkeep, she gains $1. She starts at the train station. She came with $10, and then her random items, she came with a time bomb, shotgun, which is good, Amigo brain case, a wither spell, and a lore skill. Not too bad. She's at, you know, and these are her stats right here. And then Dexter Drake, he came with 5 sanity, 5 stamina. He starts at the old magic shop. He came with $5 and a shriveling spell. And his items drew is an ancient tome, crystal of the elder things, dread curse of Azeloth, which will help out, find gate, and bravery skill for a horror check. And these are where his skills are at. Let me move that. And his magical gift, whenever the Great Drake draws 1 or more cards from the spell deck, he draws 1 extra card and discards 1 of the cards. Okay. So as you can see, this game is already, we're behind the 8 ball already, I hate to say. We got a tough ancient one. We got a very tough herald. And, you know, it just ain't gonna look good. So let's go ahead and get started. And we'll draw our first Mythos card. And it's a rumor, and you cannot start out with the rumor, so we'll just skip that, thank God. Alright, the man in black, and we're going to put a gate at the witch house. Let's do that. We remove that clue token, but we're going to put another one at the black cave. We have activity at the French Hill streets. We're not going to have any monster movement, but let us draw a monster. Now we have to draw one from the regular cup, which we should do. So we drew a star spawn. And he's already a tough son of a bitch. And now we will draw a one from the hexagon one. And this is a goat spawn, which isn't too bad. It's got physical resistance, but you know, whatever. Of course, the goat spawn there's a fast mover. Okay. Alright. So the man in black. Investigators who are in their movement in the French Hill streets may deal with the man in black to gain power. They roll dice equal to their current sanity, and for every failed die they lose one sanity. If this reduces them sanity to 0, they are devoured. And the player must start a new character. Otherwise they gain one clue token and draw one spell. Okay. And it's environment mystic, not environment urban, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's start the game and get her going. Alright, Jenny Barnes, she can move 3, and she's all the way up here at the train station. So let's get her here, 1, 2, 3. Let's get her to Independent Square. She'll take that clue. And Dexter Drake, he got $5. Let's see, he will move 1, 2 to the woods and take that clue token. Alright, so Jenny, we start with her. There are gypsies camped in the park. Make a luck check if you wish to interact with them. Well, let's see what her luck is. Her luck is 2 minus 1. Yee. I do not wish to interact with them, because if I fail I would be cursed, and I hate being cursed. So we won't have anything there. And then we have the woods. For Dexter Drake, you come across a cringing dog. Pass a sneak -1 check. Alright, sneak -1. Well, he has a sneak at 2. And he fails. Alright, if you have food, you can, this card, you take dog. Okay, if he's okay, well, I could have got Duke, but I failed anyway, so I can't do anything. Okay, and that's that turn. So now let us do another Mythos card. Okay, well, we have a gate burst here, but guess what? We don't have any gate burst to burst. So we do have to put a new gate at the woods. And that was where Dexter is, and he's going to get sucked right up on in there, and he's going to the abyss. So put him here. And now let us draw our monsters. We have a cultist. Well, we know he's not too bad. And now our hexagon monster is going to be a child of the goat. These guys ain't too bad either. Okay, let's check for monster movement. Our hexagon is, it's a fast mover, and it's going to move white 1, 2, so it goes there. And that's it. Clues appear at the rope and ankle, the devil's anchor, Devil's Reef, or Historical Society. We'll put one at the Historical Society. Headline: Strange sleep disorder baffles doctors. All investigators who have a madness card or whose sanity is currently 2 or less must move immediately to the first area of the Dreamlands. Well, that won't apply to any of us, thank God. And of course, you know, we have to put a Doom token on these so his Doom track, so he's at 2 now. Okay. So it was Dexter Drake's turn. He's delayed, so all we're going to do is stand him up. And it's Jenny Barnes go, and we'll move her 1, 2, 3 to Hibbs Roadhouse, and she'll get another token. So Dexter won't have a turn because he's, like I said, he's delayed. All we did was stand him up. But Jenny will have an encounter at Hibbs Roadhouse. A horrible monster appears. Well, that's just fantastic. Okay, so we have a dimensional shambler. Eesh. Let's see what this guy does. Well, we're not going to be evading him. If you fail a combat, okay, we're just lost in space. All right. Well, it's not too bad. So she got to do a will check. Her will is 3, but it's -2, so she only gets 1. Yeah. And she failed, so she loses 1 sanity. Okay. Okay, now she does a combat check. She has the shotgun, so she uses that, and she has a fight of 3, so she can roll 7 dice. So it's 5. And of course she beat it, so she gets to take it as a trophy. Okay, so that's that turn, and we move the first player token back to her. Of course, we had to do an upkeep. She gets $1. Okay, so it's now our Mythos phase. Alright, Devil's Reef in the Witch House. Well, we already have a thing there at the Witch House. When a monster occurs, draw. Okay, so remember, the first monster surge we're going to do is for the regular stack, and then next time we'll do from the hexagonal stack. And we have this freaking Proto-Shoggoth who's a bastard. And we've already hit I think our monster limit, yeah. And let's see what movement we have. Circle, square, no movement. Okay. We put a clue at the Black Cave. Investigators may not evade undead monsters and receive -1 combat check against undead monsters. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about that. So, let's do Jenny Barnes. She's going to move. And she's going to go 1, 2, 3. She's going to the Black Cave to get these clue tokens. Okay. And then Dexter's got to stay there, and he's going to have an encounter there. So Jenny has an encounter at the Black Cave. The moaning winds in the cave whisper your name. Lose 1 sanity. Okay, well, it's not that good. It's already just losing sanity. Okay. Alright. And now let's do Dexter Drake. He's in the abyss, so we need a blue. Alright. Hurry. You must choose the correct crystal soon, or the gate will open and release a terrible creature. Pass a luck -2 check, or a monster appears. Eesh. Well, his luck is 2. That's no good. He does get to roll 1 die, though. And, of course, no. Okay, so a monster's going to appear. Let's pick a monster. And then, oh, God. It's a Chthonian. He's got a sneak of 3 +1, so he can probably evade it. So let's evade this damn thing. Which he does. Just barely, but he does. Woo! Okay. So that's that turn. And we're going to end it here. And we'll start next time with the Mythos card. And see you then.